Morning, good. Morning. Hey, good morning. I forgot to say good morning before I started typing all that stuff. Sorry. Today we're gonna do radicals, radical equations, rationalizing. And Wednesday, I just say Wednesday only to do the complex numbers because it's a little weird. And the test will be due by Sunday night. I'll post the test probably Wednesday. Or if you need me to post it earlier, just let me know. I can probably post it tomorrow afternoon. Just so you can see it, because I give you like 2 or 3 tries on the test. So just let me know either way. Let's see. Do you have any questions from the last time? No one ever talks to me in these things. No? I'll just start with my multiplying and simplifying and everything else. So let's see where you guys are there. I see that you're there. Okay. 2 square root of 7 times 5 root 3 minus square root of 7. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is gonna probably put an invisible 1 here. Okay. Just so you know. And it's outside times outside, square root times square root. So 2 root 7 times 5 root 3. 2 times 5 is 10. Square root of 21. And then 2 root 7 times minus square root of 2 will be minus 2 square root of 14. There's nothing we can do to simplify this because 21 only breaks down to 7 and 3 and it doesn't have a perfect square in it. 14 breaks down to 7 and 2, still doesn't have a perfect square. So this is the answer. 10 root 21 minus . I have to write down everyone's because this Blackboard doesn't give me the attendance afterward. So I kind of treat these like variables. Oh my goodness. So this is gonna be the same concept, outside times outside, square root times square root. But you're just gonna have a lot more units, terms. So the first one times the first one. 5 times 4, 20. Inside the square root, I have 3 times 3, 9. 2 times 1. Middles. So 2 times 4. 8. Square root of 3. I have square root of 3 times 1 is 5 square root of 3. And then we see what we can combine. Okay, the square root of 9 is really 3 times 3. So the 3 will come out and multiply with the 20. And there'll be nothing in the square root side. Plus 2 plus 8 square root of 3 plus 5 square root of 3. Since these both have square roots of 3, I'm going to add the number in front of them. So 8 plus 5. Oh, I don't know. You know, you guys are all muted, but I didn't mute you. Let me see. How can I mute you? That's weird. Lordy, hold on. They're just all muted. I don't know. But you're not, though. I can hear you. But you're not saying anything. Maybe my body is down. Nope. Okay, so add in 8 and 5, 13 square root of 3. So these two combined should be 13 square root of 3. No, you're not muted on my screen, so I don't know, maybe mute yourself and unmute yourself. Or I saw that you did that. I still can't hear you. Did it again, still can't hear you. Check your volume. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe log out and log back in. I'll wait for you. I take my time and I write this answer really slowly. Okay. Yes, I have 20 times 3, 60. Plus the 2. Plus the 13 square root of 3. I can hear something. Hold on. Sound like fuzz. Okay, so 60 and 2 are just regular whole numbers. So 62 plus 13 square root of 3. You're muted.
Mic check.
Yes. Hello.
I got it. Okay, thank you so much. All right.
So let's see. Any questions about this one? I know it's kind of weird. It's kind of like factoring, multiplying out the factors that we did before, but instead of X, we have square root of 3 or square root of 2.
No questions yet.
All right, it's about to get crunchy. Watch this one. Okay. Three over the square root of 2 plus 5. When they're doing radicals, square root signs, it's not considered to be proper, or it's not considered simplified if you have a square root in the bottom. So the way you get rid of it is you multiply by the same, when it has two terms like this, you multiply by the same terms and the opposite sign over the same terms and the opposite. So that this is one, it's just one, it doesn't do anything to the value of the equation. And it actually lets you, you'll see, you can pop out that square root thing. So the top is going to be 3 times square root of 2 minus 5. And the bottom is going to be ridiculous. Square root of 2 plus 5 times square root of 2 minus 5. So 3 times square root of 2 is 3 square root of 2. 3 times minus 5 is minus 15. For the bottom, you have square root of 2 times square root of 2, which is square root of 4. 5 times negative 5 minus 25. 5 times square root of 2 is 5 times square root of 2. And negative 5 times square root of 2 is negative 5 square root of 2. And what that does is it gets rid of your square root problem. So plus 5 square root of 2 minus 5 square root of 2 cancels out both of those. Square root of 4 is 2 times 2. So the 2 comes out of the square root sign. So now on the top, I have 3 square root of 2 minus 15. And on the bottom, I have 2 minus 25, which is negative 23. You can put the negative to the top if you want, or you can put it on the bottom, or you can leave it right in the middle. Doesn't matter as long as it's there. And now you don't have the square root sign in the bottom anymore, and it's considered simplified. And that's called rationalizing. Rationalizing the denominator. Two square root of 7 plus 4 over the square root of 5. The square root of 5 is the problem because I cannot have a square root sign in the bottom on the denominator. So I'm going to multiply by whatever my problem is to get rid of it. I multiply it by square root of 5 over square root of 5. So this value is just 1 and it doesn't change anything. But it allows me to get that square root out of there. So I have 2 root 7 plus 4 times square root of 5. And on the bottom, I have square root of 5 times square root of 5. Outside times outside, inside times inside. There's an invisible 1 here. So 2 times 1, 2, square root of 7 times 5, 35. Plus this thing times 4, so square root of 5 times 4.
20.
But the square root of 4 is not inside of the square root sign. So he's going to be outside. And the 5 stays the same inside the square root sign. If this was a square root of 4, then yes, it would be square root of 20. So on the bottom, I have square root of 5 times square root of 5, which is the square root of 25, which is 5 times 5. So the 5 comes out. When you multiply the square root of something times the same something, it just eliminates the square root sign. And he's like, out of jail. So 2 root 35 plus 4 square root of 5 over 5. And there's nothing I can do to simplify this because 2, 4, and 5 don't have anything in common. If they did, then I could simplify my outside numbers. Another one like this. Five plus 2 square root of 7 over square root of 7. The problem is that I have the square root on the bottom. So I'm going to multiply by square root of 7 over square root of 7. Square root of 7 times 5 plus 2 square root of 7 over square root of 7 times square root of 7. On the top, I have 5 times the square root of 7 is just 5 square root of 7. Square root of 7 times 2 square root of 7 is 2 square root of 49. What do I have on the bottom?
Square root is 47, 49 I meant.
Right, for square root of 47, which is, sorry, square root of 49, which is 7 times 7. So the 7 comes out and he's just by himself. So 5 square root of 7 plus, okay, this 49 is 7 times 7. So 7 is going to come out of here also and multiply with the 2 that I already have. So I have 5 square root of 7 plus 14 over 7. Nothing I can do with that. I know you probably feel like this square root of 7 can go with this one, but he's inside the square root and one's outside, so they're totally different things. That's all I can do with that. Usually, not sure how WebAssign is, if they're this picky, but usually they like to see the whole number in the front and the square root in the back. On paper, it doesn't matter so much, but hey. What am I gonna multiply? Because it needs to be fixed. What am I gonna multiply by? The problem is that I have a square root on the bottom and I can't have that. So what do I need to multiply by to rationalize it, to fix it? I'm gonna multiply by whatever my problem is. So the square root of 27 over the square root of 27 should fix the problem. Now I have the square root of 27 times 3 square root of 3 plus 3 square root of 27 over the square root of 27 times the square root of 27. Okay, so on the top, I have 3 times 1, there's an invisible 1 here. 3 times whatever 27 times 3 is. 81. 3 times the square root of 81 plus 3 times, I don't know what 27 times 27 is, but since it's the same exact thing, it's gonna come out anyway. It's gonna come out of the square root sign and just be a free 27. I'll have the 27 by itself on the bottom, because when you multiply the square root of something by the square root of the same thing, it just comes out. So the square root of 81 is 9. 9 times 9 gives me 81. So 9 comes out and multiplies with the 3 I already have. That's 27 times 3, 81. Over 27. So 9 times 3 is 27. Plus 81. Twenty-seven plus 81. 108. We can simplify because I don't know if anyone showed you, but when you have digits, so 1 plus 0 plus 8 equals 9. Right, if I added those digits, it equals 9. And 3 can go into 9, so 3 is going to go into this whole number. And the same thing for the bottom. 2 plus 7 is 9. And 3 would go into 9, so 3 is going to go into this whole number. And then 8 divided by 3. 36. And 27 divided by 3 is 9. Yeah. 9 can go into 36. Four times. So all of this is a ridiculous way to write 4. Questions about this one? I just made this up, that's why it looks so crappy. What works out? You just have to keep your outside times outside, inside times inside. You take your time and rewrite it every time until it gets smaller and smaller. Another one. 2x over x plus square root of 3. Since my bottom term has a square root, but also has two terms, I'm gonna have to multiply by both terms with the opposite sign in between. Multiply by x, square root of 3, x, square root of 3, and then minus in the middle. Okay, so 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times minus square root of 3 is minus 2x square root of 3. X times x squared plus square root of 3 times minus square root of 3 is minus square root of 9. X square root of 3. Minus x square root of 3. So these are gone because they're the same exact thing but opposite signs. So they're going to cancel each other out. Square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 3 equals 9. On the bottom, I have x squared minus 3. On the top, I have 2x squared minus 2x square root of 3. Nothing I can do to simplify them. So that's my answer. One minus square root of 2 over square root of 5. What I'm going to multiply by to fix it.
Square root of 5 times square root of 5.
Square root of 5 over square root of 5. So on the top, I have square root of 5 times 4 minus square root of 2. On the bottom, I have square root of 5 times square root of 5. Square root of 5 times 4 is 4 square root of 5. Square root of 5 times negative square root of 2 is minus square root of 10. Because that's inside times inside. Square root of 5 times square root of 5 is just 5. Because this disappears, the square root sign disappears when you multiply by the same exact base. So I have 4 square root of 5 minus square root of 10 over 5. I can't simplify because there's nothing that 4, this invisible 1, and 5 have in common. What about this? What am I going to multiply by? X plus square root of 5 over 3. Give you 2 free points just for trying, saying something. Keep the points. What should I multiply by?
3.
3. Square root of 3? Or just 3?
I don't know.
You're right, because I don't need to multiply by anything because there's nothing wrong with it. This, when I multiply by something, it's because I have a square root in the bottom. I have a square root in the bottom. This, I don't have a square root in the bottom. It's just on the top. That's fine. This is already simplified. I can't get any smaller than this. And when you don't have a square root in the bottom, there's no need for you to rationalize because it's already finished. It's already as small as it can get. Give you a double one. No need to. No square root in the denominator, so you're good. Square root of A minus square root of B over square root of A plus square root of B. What's our problem? Do we have a problem? And what do we need to multiply it by to fix it if we have a problem?
Are you gonna multiply it by the square root of A minus square root of B?
Exactly. That's my problem is that I have those square roots on the bottom. So I'm going to multiply by the same terms. just a different sign than I have. I'm just gonna take my time and do it real slowly because everyone's gonna have square roots all over the place. On the top, I have square root of A minus square root of B times square root of A minus square root of B. On the bottom, I have square root of A plus square root of B times square root of A minus square root of B. Square root of A times square root of A equals just A, or square root of A squared. I guess we can come back and fix that. Or do you want me to write A times A? What's easier?
Can you say that again?
You want me to write A squared or A times A? Like I can write the square root of A squared or the square root of A times A. Which way you prefer? Like which way does your brain think of it?
A square.
A squared? Okay. Advanced brain, okay. So square root of negative square root of B times negative square root of B is plus the square root of B squared. And then I have the middles. So minus square root of B times square root of A is minus square root of AB. And minus B times the square root of A, sorry, minus square root of B times the square root of A. Is minus the square root of AB. And on the bottom, I have square root of A times square root of A, square root of A squared. Square root of B times minus square root of B minus square root of B squared. Square root of B times square root of A. And the square root of A times B. Square root of A times minus square root of B is minus the square root of AB. Now we'll combine where we can. This will come out and this will be just an A. This will come out and be just a B. This is now the same AB and a minus, so it's minus 2 of the square roots of AB. Because there's an invisible one here. An invisible one here also. In the bottom, I have A outside minus B, free and outside. These cancel each other, plus square root of AB minus square root of AB. Those are gone. I have A plus B minus 2 square root of AB. On the top. On the bottom, A minus B. And that's it. Nothing for me to simplify, cancel. You guys want a 5-minute break or you're good? Give you a 5-minute break. Solving radical equations. Now we want to have an answer for X, not just simplifying, rationalizing, moving stuff around. We want to have an answer for X equals blah, blah, blah. Let me do this. What is 2x equals 14? What's the answer for that one? How do I find the answer for X?
Won't you divide 14 divided by 2 and it'd be 7?
Right, so I'm gonna do whatever, however these are connected by multiplication, so I'm gonna divide. And what I do to one side, I do to the other side. And I get equals 7. What is this thing? The square root of X, how do I do the opposite of that?
Did you multiply it by square root of 7 on both sides?
Right, I'm gonna square it. I'm gonna multiply it again by the square root of X or square the thing. So I'm gonna square this. And then just like over here, what I did to one side, I did to the other side. I'm gonna square the other side. So this X comes out. And it's just X equals 7 times 7, 49. Okay. Well, I want to find out what X equals. I'm going to square both sides because I'm down to one term over here. I only have one thing that has the square root. I don't have like any extra business over here. So I just have one term that has the X in it and it's the square root. So I'm going to square the left side and square the right side. So squaring this pops this whole thing in here out of the square root sign. The square root sign disappears. I'm left with X minus 19 equals 20 times 20, 400. It's kind of large, but okay. And then it's back to regular equations. X minus 19 equals 400. I'm going to add 19 to both sides. say you wanted to check it because you feel like 419 is kind of large, or you feel like the answer should be something smaller, you plug in x for 419 into the original equation. So I have the square root of 419 minus 19 equals 20. And we're going to check and see if that's true. What's 419 minus 19?
400.
400, right? What's the square root of 400?
20.
It just gets large very quickly because you're multiplying by itself, not by 2. Nine plus the square root of x plus 4 equals 11. First, although he's not bothering me, I can't do what I need to do with this 9 here. Because I need to have just the square root on one side and all the other stuff on the other side. So I'm going to move the 9 over to the other side. You're doing the opposite of whatever he is. Now I have the square root of x plus 4 equals 2. I'm going to square both sides. Doing that just takes my x plus 4 out into the open and gets rid of the square root sign. So x plus 4 equals 2 squared is 2 times 2, 2 times itself. So I take away 4 on this side, take away 4 on the other side, x equals 0. And then I just check. Since the numbers are kind of small, I just check. So 9 plus the square root of 0 plus 4, because we're saying that x is 0, equals 11. 9 plus the square root of 0 plus 4 is 4. The square root of 4 is 2. Yes, it works. What if I had the square root on both sides? I'm just going to square both sides. That's what I would do. If I have just the square root on one side, it's already isolated. I'm going to square this. And I'm going to square the other side. Which brings out the x minus 2 and gets rid of the square root sign. Brings out the 2x minus 5 and gets rid of the square root sign. So I have 2x minus 5 equals x minus 2. I like to have my x's on the left side. You don't have to, as long as you have all of your variables on one side and all of your other stuff on the other side. X equals 3. I'm going to break you up into groups. And let's say the odd groups do this one and the even groups do this one. Okay, so I have Krista, Shayla, and Stephanie T doing the top problem. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Messed up. And Adrian and Olivia doing the bottom problem, the even one. Destiny and Elvin doing the top problem. Judith and Taylor doing the bottom problem. Ready? I'll give you 3 minutes. Hey, let's see what you have. Groups 1 and 3. You guys have the top. Top question. You can write on the board, or you can tell me what you want to write, or just explain it, and let's see what you got. Square root of 5x minus 2 equals square root of x minus 1. It's in group 1. Should have written it down, but I didn't. No one? Are you guys on come on group you in? Because I didn't write it down. I'm just go on the top of the screen.
I got x minus or x equals 1/4, but I'm not sure.
X equals 1 for the top one.
Oh yeah, for odd.
Okay, so let's see. You're just gonna square the left side and square the right side because they're already isolated. So it comes out of the square root sign. 5x equals 2 equals x minus 1. X. 4x minus 2 equals minus 1 plus 2 plus 2. 4x equals 1. Divided by 4. X equals 1/4. What you got?
Yes.
Awesome. Anyone on the even teams? The even groups, anyone want to do the 5 minus square root of x minus 3 equals x? No? Okay. Yeah.
So I know you take the 5 away from being in front of the square root. So I did -5 on both sides. And then I kind of got lost.
Okay. We have this minus square root of x minus 3 equals x minus 5.
Oh, okay. So I was right there. Okay,
Mhm.
never mind. I didn't get lost.
Okay. So you're gonna square both sides.
This is where I got lost because I didn't know if I was supposed to square it or just do 5x. I don't know if it makes a difference.
Yeah, it makes a difference because this is x minus 5 times another x minus 5. So I'm gonna square this one and square this one. So this comes out of the square root sign. That's it. And minus times minus is a plus. So you don't have to worry with that. And then this side is x minus 5 times x minus 5, so it's a little longer. X times x squared minus 5 times minus 5 plus 25. Minus 5 times x minus 5x times another, sorry, plus another minus 5x. So we have x minus 3 equals x squared plus 25 minus 10x so I'll bring this over here, minus x minus x. And plus 3 plus 28 minus 11x, and then I'm gonna switch it around so I have it in order from x squared to x to just a number on the left side. I'm just going to swap sides. Both sides. So x squared minus 11x plus 28. This one was longer. So sorry, this is unfair. Equals 0. Can I have a regular trinomial looking thing? I'll try to factor it. The zero product rule says if I have a bunch of stuff multiplied and my answer is 0, then one or both of them have to be 0. So the second sign is positive. I'm going to have the same sign. My first sign is negative, so I'm going to have the same minus sign in both of them. So now I'm looking for two factors, two numbers that multiply and give me 28, but add up to give me 11. Multiply together and give me 28, add up to 11.
7 and 4.
7 and 4. And then I'm going to set each side to 0, set equal to 0. So x minus 7 equals 0. And x minus 4 equals 0. I know I'll have two answers because my highest degree exponent is 2. Yeah, that was much, much longer than the first one. But I don't think you'll have anything that difficult on the test. There's a lot of steps. Okay, not all the time you're gonna have square root. Sometimes it's gonna be cube root, 4th root, 7th root. What do you think I can do to find the answer? I'm not gonna square both sides, but gotta do something.
You'll cube each side.
I'll cube each side. This side cubed, and this side cube. When I cube this side, that takes away the cube root. And leaves me with whatever I had inside. And then 3 times 3 times 3. 27. X plus 4 equals 27. That sounds really difficult, but it's much easier than the other ones. So X equals 23. That's all I have. I'll do the word problems next class along with the complex numbers and the I. You guys good with the test being open from tomorrow, or you want to wait until Wednesday? It's going to be due on Sunday night.
Tomorrow.
If you, tomorrow's good.
Tomorrow's good? All right. Okay, I'll open it tomorrow and I'll send you, this evening, I will send you the breakdown. 15 questions, how many of this, how many of that, so you have a chance. And I'll make the practice quiz too. Okay? All right,
Sounds
Okay.
good.
okay. See you guys Wednesday. Enjoy.
Bye.
I see you.
So I have one question.
Yes.
Given that I got like not even one part of that other question, the 5 minus x minus 3.
Mhm.
So when you do the x minus 5, you would just do x plus 25 and then 5x, 5x.
Yes, because it's the minus 5x and the minus 5x together become a minus 10x.
Okay, yeah, because
Yeah.
I got lost, like,
Did I not sound it? Yeah. And then. Mhm. You just have to take your time and write everything really slowly. Hold it.
like a part.
Yeah,
Okay. We're good now, but yeah, I got stuck on that one little part and then I threw myself off.
yeah, that was kind of tricky too. I'll apologize. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so long. It's so included. Okay,
Okay, fine.
All
But I'll
right.
see you Wednesday. Have a good day.
You too. All right, bye.